Watching the 2025 Red Zone tape reveals a harsh reality that most Chiefs fans are trying to ignore. The geometry of the field has fundamentally shifted, and the cheat code we've relied on for a decade is flickering. I spent the last 48 hours grinding through the coach's film from that late-season collapse, and what I saw was an offense struggling with its own physics. The spacing was off, the timing was jagged, and for the first time in the Patrick Mahomes era, the mad scientist, Andy Reid, looked like he was running out of ingredients. This isn't just about one player aging, it's about the structural integrity of a dynasty that is currently resting on a knife's edge as we approach the March free agency deadline. I am Daniel, and today we're going deep into the film room here at RedZone Kingdom to dissect the most critical offseason in Kansas City history. We've been tracking the whispers out of Arrowhead, and the consensus is clear. Travis Kelce is going to give us his yes or no before the clock strikes midnight on the pre-free agency period in March. I cannot overstate how massive this is for Brett Veach's whiteboard. If I'm sitting in that front office, I need to know if I'm hunting for a TE1 or if I'm building around one last ride for the greatest duo in the history of the sport. My analysis tells me that Kelce isn't just weighing his health, he's weighing the state of the union. He's looking at a quarterback in Patrick Mahomes who is currently navigating the grueling, monotonous grind of ACL rehab. I've watched Mahomes' recovery closely, and while his vision and timing remain elite, the physics of an ACL comeback for a mobile quarterback are unforgiving. If Mahomes can't plant and drive with that same hero ball torque, Kelce knows his job becomes 10 times harder. I noticed a specific trend on the money downs last season, third and long, fourth and short, where the sticky coverage from opposing defenses was suffocating. In the past, Kelce used that basketball style, positioning to box out defenders, creating windows where none existed. He was the master of the Y ISO look, finding the soft spot in the zone like he had a GPS in his helmet. But in 2025, I saw a guy who was getting bracketed and actually staying covered. That's a terrifying development. If you can't scheme open your primary target because the defense no longer fears his vertical speed, the whole play sequencing from Andy Reid starts to crumble. Reid relies on eye candy and motion to manipulate the secondary, but if the safeties aren't biting on Kelce's seam routes, the middle of the field becomes a graveyard for explosives. Let's talk about the angry running of Isaiah Pacheco for a second, because he's the one guy who actually kept the geometry from collapsing entirely. I love the downhill energy he brings, and I've seen him punish linebackers in one-on-one matchups that should have been losses. But Pacheco's success is a symptom of the problem. When I see the Chiefs leaning on a gritty ground game in the red zone, it tells me they've lost their confidence in the finesse passing game. I've seen historical parallels to this before. Look at the 2015 Broncos or the late-stage New England teams. When the elite passing chemistry fades, you start trying to out-tough people, and in the modern NFL, that's a hard way to live. I'm looking at the tape of Mahomes' injury again, and it's haunting. The way he fell, the way that knee buckled, it changes a man's internal clock. If he comes back and he's even 5% more hesitant to escape the pocket, he needs Kelce to be his security blanket more than ever. But here's the rub. Kelce is 36. The physics of a tight end at that age are brutal. You're talking about a guy who has played over 160 games and taken thousands of hits from guys who are essentially human car crashes. I noticed his get-off at the line of scrimmage was a tick slower in the December games. He's still the smartest player on the field, but smarts can only take you so far when a 23-year-old safety is playing sticky man-to-man coverage and you can't shake him. My verdict. I believe Travis Kelce is looking for a reason to stay, but that reason has to be a legitimate plan to fix the explosives in this offense. He doesn't want to spend his final year in the league being a glorified decoy while Mahomes struggles to find his rhythm post-surgery. I think the decision comes down to what Brett Veach tells him in those closed-door meetings in late February. If the Chiefs commit to bringing in a true X receiver who can stretch the field and pull the safeties away from the hash marks, Kelce comes back. He needs that space to operate. He needs the geometry to favor him one more time. He walks, the RedZone Kingdom changes forever. We're talking about a complete tactical pivot. Andy Reid is a mad scientist. Sure, but even a genius needs the right elements to create a reaction. Without Kelce, the Chiefs have to find a way to replace 900-plus yards of clutch production, and more importantly, the psychological edge that number 87 brings to the huddle. I've seen this movie before, and it usually ends with a rebuild year that fans aren't prepared for. I'm betting on one more year, but I'm betting on it being a gritty, ugly season where they have to reinvent themselves on the fly. We are less than 30 days away from the official word, and the entire league is holding its breath. The tape doesn't lie, and right now, the tape says the Chiefs are at a breaking point. March is coming, and with it, the end of an era or the beginning of a desperate final stand.